Hi guys, how are you guys doing? Today I want to give my message on the importance of knowing what you believe and researching the Bible meticulously. Um, the reason I decided to choose this as my message today is I was thinking about um, my favorite passage in the Bible and how much this topic specifically means to me. Um, that passage is Acts chapter 17, verses 10 and 11. And I have that right here. Then the brethren immediately sent Paul and Silas away by night to Berea. When they arrived, they went into the synagogue of the Jews. These were more fair-minded than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness and searched the scriptures daily to find out whether these things were so. This verse is always, or these two verses, I guess, have always really stood out to me. I really like how they didn't just take Paul at face value. They checked to make sure that, yeah, what he's saying is consistent with what we already know to be true. And I think more Christians need to be like this, to be honest. I have met a lot of people, and this isn't to knock their faith or anything, but they believe stuff and they don't know why they believe, or they believe and they don't know context, or they misinterpret. And there are definitely some topics for sure that are a little gray, a little we're unsure on, but a lot of stuff is pretty clear in the Bible if you do check it. And it's pretty easy to, especially now with the internet too, it's very easy to find verses on a specific topic that you need. Like if you have like an issue or something. That's always just really stood out to me. I also like how they didn't just take Paul at face value just because he's the cool teacher. I also get really bothered when people do that in church, or they're just like, ooh, the pastor said it, he must always be right. And your pastor should be right most of the time, because that's his job. But I do also think you should be checking everything he says as well, just as your responsibility as a Christian. Just personally, I guess. That's something I appreciate about my pastor. He encourages us to do that a lot. The Word of God is basically pretty much like the best defense we have against false teaching is having knowledge of the Word of God. Hold up. In Ephesians 6, I know they have the whole armor of God passage. The Word of God is described as the sword of the Lord. And that's interesting too, because that's the only like offensive like element of the armor of God. You can't use it to defend yourself, you can also use it to fight back, whereas the rest of the armor is just straight defense. I don't know how deep that's honestly supposed to be, but having good knowledge of what's in the Bible and being able to like figure stuff out if you need verification is so important. I do have a personal example as well. When I went to junior college, I took like a late night class one year. I got out like 9 p.m. It kind of sucked. As I was like walking back to my car, I got approached by these two guys who were advertising their church. And I don't know why I was just so like extroverted that day, but I decided to just talk to them instead of just walking away. And they started explaining it to me, and their tagline right off the bat was, "Did you know there's a man and a woman God? Here's our one verse out of context of Revelation that And I don't know why I decided to engage with them. It obviously was just a waste of everyone's time, but when I did engage with them, I had verses like right away that I could rebuke them with. And then they pulled some other verse out of context, and I had another verse to rebuke it. And that went like 3 or 4 times. And I think at one point I didn't quite know, so I said, hey, give me a second. And I looked it up. And I was able to find it, like, no problem. And then eventually, at a certain point, I was like, okay, this is not accomplishing anything. Like, you're not convincing me, I'm not convincing you. I think I literally told them that, and then I walked away. They got all mad, they tried to follow me. Their church was obviously a cult, but hey, if I didn't have working knowledge of the Bible, and I was too scared to look stupid and look stuff up in front of them, who knows? Maybe I'd be like, oh my gosh, you're right. I had to check these guys out. They're spitting. Like it can be very very harmful if you don't if you're not disciplined in what you actually believe, and you're not willing to go through and verify what's true and what's not. So that's just the short message I want to share today. You guys have a good week.